the harvest.
Good afternoon, Africa. This is Iman Nouad back to you again with the latest news from across the continent and the world. Algerian President Abdelmajid Tebboune presided this morning over the opening ceremony of the 2025-2026 judicial year of the Supreme Court, and he was received by the Minister of Justice Lutfi Boujem'a as the court's first president. Voting is underway in Cameroon, where more than 8 million citizens are casting their ballot to elect a new president in a single round. Incumbent Paul Biya is in power for over 4 decades and is seeking an 8th term in office. Patrick Hermini of the United Seychelles Party is declared winner of the presidential election, securing over 50% of the vote. His victory marks the beginning of a new political chapter focused on reform and national development. In Madagascar, President Andry Rajoelina has announced that the country is facing an attempted coup amid mounting protests in the capital. Units of the army reportedly joined demonstrators, prompting the Algerian embassy to urge its nationals to remain indoors for safety reasons. In Gabon, citizens went to the polls Saturday for a second round of legislative elections following a tense but peaceful campaign period. Turning to the Sahrawi People files, the Sahrawi people today mark the 50th anniversary of the national unity, reaffirming their determination to continue the struggle for self-determination and independence. The Sahrawi embassy in Algiers, in cooperation with the Algerian National Committee for Solidarity with the Sahrawi people, marked today the 50th anniversary of Sahrawi national unity. Speaking at the event with our special envoy Abdelrahman Mahtal, Ambassador Khatri Addouh reaffirmed his people's determination to continue their struggle for self-determination and independence. Let's listen.
This is an opportunity for the Sahrawi people to reaffirm their determination to continue the legitimate struggle for inalienable right to self-determination and independence, but also to tell the international community and above all the Security Council, which is responsible for questions of rights and stability, that it's time to allow the Sahrawi people once and for all to express their will regarding the future, with respect to the question of the colonization, consequently to allow the Sahrawi people once and for all the full sovereign and free exercise of their inalienable right to self-determination and independence. That is the message of the Sahrawi people today.
C'est ça le message aujourd'hui du peuple sahraoui.
Staying on the security front, at least 60 civilians, including women and children, were killed in a new massacre allegedly carried out by the Rapid Support Forces inside a displaced persons camp in El Fasher. Local sources say the attack involved drones and incendiary artillery, leaving homes destroyed and burned. On other news, Egypt will host an international summit tomorrow in Sharm el-Sheikh aimed at finalizing an agreement to end the war in Gaza. More than 20 world leaders are expected to attend, including the US President Donald Trump. The Algerian parliamentary delegation to the Fourth Committee of the UN General Assembly in New York held coordination meeting led by the Ambassador Ammar bin Jama to prepare upcoming interventions on key global issues. In Algeria's coastline city of Bijaya, the 14th International Theatre Festival continues to the Abdelmalik Bouguermouh Regional Theatre, celebrating African art and culture. A significant and scientific symposium on the popular language in African theatre also began this morning. Liberian journalist Hista Bakr, founder of Africa Travel and Life magazine, visited Algeria to produce a special report on Janet. She described the city as a breathtaking and praised her mission of telling authentic African stories through African voices. Liberian journalist Hista Bakr, founder of this magazine, was hosted by Samar Hamadi in the studios of Africa FM while in Algeria, and her mission of the magazine make it stand out is the showcasing of Africa through authentic stories. So let's listen to what she has to say.
Africa Travel and Life has only one focus, is Africa.
Yes.
It's about us telling our story. And so the difference is that we tell it as, from the heart, from the soul. We speak from our house. Well, but I think no one can tell your story quite the way you can.
Yeah.
It's like a biographer. The autobiography will be different than someone else telling the story.
Of course.
So it's a different perspective. And I believe that Africa's story has been told in a very, very negative way, which is the inspiration behind the magazine, because I spent many years living in the US, and I can be very honest and say that I never saw positive images of Africa.
Claire also shared her opinion about the breathtaking destination and said that it has left a lasting impression on her. So let's listen to what she has to say.
Oh, Jeanette. Jeanette is Mars, is Pluto. It's it's a different planet, and that's when daylight came and we finally began driving.
Yeah.
I thought we were driving somewhere in the Milky Way. It's different, and it's grand, it's grandeur. It's beyond words, and again, I kept thinking, why are we not here? What we're going to do is show through the photos. I believe that a picture is worth 1,000 words. So the pictures should speak. And what we photographed the people first, because it's all from the people's perspective. So we photographed the artisans at work. We photographed the men, the women. We photographed the tea ceremony.
Now shifting to sports before we conclude, as Algeria's national kickboxing team has won 16 medals, including 6 golds. At the World Cup Open in Tashkent, Uzbekistan showcasing remarkable performance on international stage. And with this, we conclude today Harvest. Thank you to paying attention to the fullest. Don't go too far and join us again later at the French Main News at 18:45 p.m. Keep enjoying today's programs with Africa FM, the voice of Africa.